We're testing. I think this is good. I don't know. Hi, welcome back. I've been gone for a while, but with good reason. I really needed a break, not just from YouTube, but from everything. So I'm making this video because I have been dealing with a lot. So I want to just talk about me focusing on me, right? I don't know. I feel like everything that I've been struggling with, it made me realize, like, I had this epiphany that my entire life I never lived for me, and I'm always living for other people. I'm always accepting disrespect or allowing others to step on me, putting people above me, doing everything that everybody wants me to do instead of doing what I want to do. So I just want to talk about that. That's what we're gonna do. And I have a mic. I bought it. It was like $9. So hopefully the audio is good, better than usual. There's a lot that I wanted to talk about. Like, my lack of self-love has allowed me to put everybody, and I mean everybody, above me, everybody's needs above mine, and be so focused on everyone. Just being there for so many people instead of being there for myself. And I don't live my life like that anymore. So I'm not. While I talk more about this, I'm gonna be painting. This is my painting thing. My schedule, not schedule, what is my talking? I don't know. Some watercolor here and water. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna paint a self-portrait because I feel like that's appropriate for today. A reoccurring thought that I always have is how much of a good person that I am, or like, I'm like, I'd be such a good girlfriend to somebody, or like I'd be such a good friend to somebody. Why don't I have any friends, or why am I not in a relationship? I'd be so good to somebody. So I always kind of equated me not having those things, me not having those friendships, those relationships, as in like there's something wrong with me, right? Obviously that's not the case. And that just because I've been trying to teach myself this, that just because somebody may not think that I'm great doesn't mean that I'm just not great. Usually I'm always like, man, like I can't wait to have friends so I can have fun. I can't wait to have friends so I can, do things and have people to laugh with, and have people to have a good time with, have people to dance with, or watch movies with, or whatever. I was like, oh man, like I want a boyfriend because I can't wait to have somebody in my life who's very thoughtful and caring. They're kind, and they know my favorite things, and they're a great listener, and I want that. I want that. Instead of just giving all of that to myself, because I can dance by myself, and I can, I can be a thoughtful person. I can be kind to myself. So instead of like waiting around to have these relationships, to have these friendships, to get good things, to get a good person, like right now I'm just painting. It's wet, as you can see, just painting the water on there, so everything can flow easy. On like friends, to be honest with you, I wasn't the greatest friend in the past. Well, I haven't had friends in like 2 years, to be honest. I haven't had friends in, literally, it's been 2 years since I've had somebody that I call a friend. And in the past, I wasn't a great friend. I would always like, I cared so much about other people in my life at that time than like my friends. So I wasn't the best friend, but that was 2 years ago, and I have definitely learned a lot in 2 years. So yeah, just a little backstory on that. And also with relationships, I've never like, I've never experienced somebody showing interest in me before. I've never experienced that. And if it is some type of interest, it's like always a fake interest, like I'm bored, so like I'm gonna talk to you because like I'm bored, not because I am actually interested in you, that kind of thing. So I'm always like, oh well, you're gonna ghost me, you're gonna leave or whatever, and this isn't gonna go anywhere. And I'm always like, well, why? Like, why? Because I'm such a, blah blah blah, I'm such a good person, I'm such a good friend or whatever. Then it got me thinking, like, if I genuinely thought that I was a good person, if I genuinely thought that I'd be a good friend, if I'd be somebody that somebody would want to hang out with, if I thought that way about myself, if I truly thought that way, then people not seeing that in me wouldn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? Because I know what I want, and I know who I am. So other people failing to see who I am shouldn't bother me. Does that make sense? So I was like, well, is that the case? Or is it that I just want somebody, so I'm just genuinely confused? Or do I not actually feel that way about myself? Like, that's kind of the conflict, the inner conflict that I've been having. Let me see, what else do I got here? Because I wrote all this stuff down because I was not going to remember everything that I want to talk about. With all of this rejection, and again, not just with people, but with opportunities as well. And I would always think, like, man, like, what am I doing wrong? Why do I not have this? And everybody else has this. I'm gonna talk about comparison later on, but like, why do I not have this and everybody else seems to have this? Everybody else has friends, everybody else has a relationship, everybody else, you know, has these things, and I don't have these things, so what's wrong with me? Then I realized, who are these people? Like, for example, a guy. A guy. Why on God's green earth am I putting a man above me? Why am I doing that to myself? Why am I questioning whether or not some guy likes me? Why am I putting him on such a high pedestal? Why am I doing that to myself? Who is he? Do you know what I mean? Like, who are these people for me to like put them above me, above myself, and be upset that they don't want a friendship with me, or be upset that they don't want a relationship with me? Like, do you know what I mean? These are just people. This is what I'm doing so far. And with other opportunities, like getting rejected for, like job offers and stuff like that, I always tell myself that something better is coming, and to not get so strung up about it. I'm always comparing myself, and I'm like, well, so many people and like my peers and people I've graduated high school with, and they all have jobs and all that good stuff, and they're all going to the college that they want to go to, and I don't know whether or not I'm able to do that. That's what I've been doing lately. Comparison, just everybody. This realization that I've had, as well as my mental health, just like start declining. It's just been giving me excuses, not excuses, but like it's been the reason why I haven't been taking the best care of myself. I feel like the main problem is my lack of self-love and self-trust. If I loved myself, then I wouldn't be doing any of this. If I loved myself, I wouldn't be living my life for others, and I wouldn't be putting everybody else in such a high pedestal. Do you know what I mean? And because I've been just dealing with things mentally, I would be a bit lazy, and I wouldn't do the things that maybe I should be doing, and I'd be doing things that maybe I shouldn't be doing, like scrolling on social media for hours, or like staying up in the wee hours of the morning and literally going to sleep. Literally this morning, I went to bed. I stayed up and I went to bed at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I've been doing that consistently for the past like month or so. I get upset with myself. I'd be like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, we have all these goals and we're doing all these things, and we aren't doing what we should be doing. We aren't taking care of ourselves, and we aren't sleeping. And we aren't eating well. But it's just like I feel like if I say let's say it, I can't speak. Sorry. I say I love myself, but then when I'm struggling with something like sleeping or eating, my storage it keeps cutting me off. I'm sorry about that. This is what I did so far. Just like a background here, I was telling you about how I'd say I love myself, but then I get upset with myself for coping with the things that I'm dealing with, which is like super contradictory. I think that's what the word is. I would get super angry with myself if I were to um, make a mistake or something like that, which isn't fair, and I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that from other people, and I definitely don't deserve it from myself. And I should support myself when I'm coping instead of getting upset that I'm not as high energy or as happy or as productive as other people. I don't want to berate myself and tell myself that I'm not doing enough when I'm doing the best that I can. None of this is easy, you know? Uh, Instead of expecting myself to be like this superhuman that just knows how to deal with everything, and I'm not. I'm just a person, and I'm trying my best at all times. Reparent myself and just kind of like talk to myself as if I'm a child again. That's what I do a lot of times. I crave so much patience from other people instead of just like kind of giving that to myself. And that's what I'm really trying to do here. Back to comparison, because I mentioned that before. I have been comparing myself to other women like crazy. Like it has been like I've done that before, but like it's been like more now than ever. It's mostly other content creators. Because I'd be like, wow, like she's exactly where I want to be. I'm like, well, she's beautiful, she's financially well off, like she has all this support and she's growing, her account is growing so fast, and like she just has this perfect life and she has friends and she doesn't have any worries and all that. You may think that's pretty ridiculous because it's like, well, how do you know that? How do you know that she's doesn't have any worries and all that? There's no method to my madness. That's just what I've been thinking. And it really sucks. And everybody says like, comparison is the thief of joy and all that, which I think is totally true. And when you compare yourself to other people, you're putting them above you immediately. Like they're above you now, and you did that. Seeing other people and being like, wow, like she got her own apartment, or wow, like she's in a relationship, or wow, she has a car, or she's happy, and all that. And again, I don't know whether or not these people are happy, but that's just what I'm thinking in my head. Um, I've been doing that a lot. And also, when I do this, it's not in a hateful, like, I hate you because you have everything that I could ever want, and I think you're better than me kind of way. It's just like I'm happy for you, and I see how successful you are. It's just, in my head, I don't think I'm going to get there. So I'm a bit sad, but I'm not hateful. Does that make sense? I started to watch YouTube videos about comparison and how to build a relationship with yourself, and I've learned a lot. Other people's success is not my lack. And also, everybody can eat, everybody can be successful, and just because somebody's successful doesn't mean that I just magically can't get to where they are. I just started social media, like I started my YouTube channel in August. No, it wasn't August. I posted my first video in like October, I believe. I think. And these people have been doing social media for a lot longer than I have. So I'm like I'm comparing my level 1 to everybody else's level like 20, 25, 30, 40 for some people, which isn't fair to me. Like, I'm holding myself to these very, very unrealistic standards of where I should be in my life when I'm just starting, you know? Overall, with self-love, I've been trying to sort of break out of my comfort zone and keep promises to myself. It builds trust, right? Because if you say, oh, well, I'm gonna do my laundry the next hour, and then you don't do your laundry in the next hour, do you know what I mean? It puts down your self-trust. It's like, it's your relationship with yourself is like a relationship with anybody else. Trust is that foundation. Do you know what I mean? If you tell somebody else, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for you, or yeah, I'm gonna do this, and you don't do it, they're not gonna really trust you, are they? So you don't want to do that to yourself. I'm trying to sort of run towards my problems instead of just completely backing away from them as well. Because when I'm doing difficult things and I conquer that, that builds confidence, which builds trust, and which builds discipline, and all of that goes hand in hand. Like I said, I've been watching YouTube videos about building confidence, self-love, and all of that. So I took some notes. I'm going to read those to you. Some things that'll help me build my self-love skill. Still, here are my notes. I have more, but this is my book, by the way. It's really pretty. Anyway, procrastination kills self-trust. Self-trust is the root of every relationship that you have. And put yourself in new environments, try new things, getting out of your comfort zone. Putting time into myself physically, cleaning my space. When you have a clean space, it's more easier to get a clean mind. Going the extra mile to make myself certain things, like, for example, for breakfast, instead of like, well, I don't really feel like doing anything, so I'm just gonna make some cereal, I can take that extra time to make myself something really yummy, like pancakes or waffles, or I don't know, whatever else I'd want. Giving myself, like, hygiene things like pedicures and all that, mentally, journaling, watching self-help videos, reading, exercising, all that. Also, boundaries. I don't have any currently. How I treat myself is how I'm allowing other people to treat me. So if I don't have any boundaries, if I don't have any morals, or if I don't have any of that, then I'm just letting people come into my life and do whatever they like to do, and that's not okay. So some things that I'm going to disappoint other people by doing: learning to say no, choosing my own path, doing what I want to do, my life, not caring whether or not people will like me, not doing favors, not engaging or following on social media. I don't have to follow back, nor do I have to engage into a conversation if I don't feel comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Because what I used to do, if, like, for example, a guy will like slide up my story and be like, dang, you bad. In my mind, that's not a compliment. It may be a compliment to other people, but it's not a compliment to me. So I could like it, but I don't have to engage into a conversation with you. I don't have to give you my number if I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? I used to do that, even if I wasn't like attracted to them, just so they wouldn't get mad at me. I'm not doing that anymore. Right. More boundaries, be more intentional with my own time. For example, a 9 to 5 work day. What are you doing before and after to ensure you have a good day? You're not scrolling endlessly for countless amount of hours and not having self-doubt. Instead, I can journal. My work day, I can read, I can plan content, I can spend time with friends when I get them. I can cook or bake or practice any other hobbies that I have. I can watch my favorite creators because I love watching them. They make me feel good. I can drink tea, do a face mask, clean, do anything else that can ensure that I have a good day. Do you know? Ask myself, what could I do now that would be best for my future self? And also scheduling breaks, because if I feel burnt out, first of all, me listening to my body, if I feel burnt out, if I don't feel great about myself, I feel a bit sad, it's okay for me to lay in bed just for a little bit longer. Doing things that I haven't done before, being more socially outgoing, because me being more socially outgoing is very difficult for me. Reflection, connecting with my inner child, rereading old journal entries, looking at old pictures, or even looking at my old YouTube videos. building a relationship with my future self by looking at vision boards and watching old nostalgic movies and listening to old nostalgic music, all of that stuff. I'm sorry, I'm like reading a lot. I don't want to like bore you or anything. So, yeah, this is where I got. I've been like talking so much. This is where I've gotten. So it's like a yellow background. These are like pyramids or like mountains and stuff, and this is gonna be me, just like in the middle, right? Before I end it, this is my painting. Don't make fun of me. I'm not great at it, but I do love doing it. I'm not great at it, but I love doing it. This is me. That's my that's me. That's me. You know, I got my hair, that's my black lipstick, and I'm like in the pyramids or something, but that's me. Again, y'all, I really have a lot, so I made a list. This is my list of all my things, just things that I want to change in my life. For my physical health, I want to start dry brushing my skin, because I have dry skin, and I need to exfoliate more often. Just really random, but like I would like to dry. I have a dry brush, but I don't use it. So I have to dry brush. I want to start dry brushing my skin with nutrition and building a healthy relationship with food, eating more than once a day, eating actual meals, incorporating more fruits and veggies, juices and smoothies, drinking more water, and a habit that I have is meal planning. I want to talk about that in a different video, but I've been meal planning like crazy. I have so many recipes I want to try. Vitamins, I want to buy vitamins, sea moss. These like apple cider vinegar gummies from Goli. I had those before, and I don't know if I buy those again. Some probiotics, things like that. Period rituals. You're probably like, girl, what is that? But like from when I'm on my period, I just kind of like live my life, and I do live my life like how I do normally. But there are women, I don't know the exact name of the place that these people live, or this is just something that I heard a long time ago, so I thought to bring it up in this video. But there are women in these villages, and when they're on their period, they migrate, and they leave their homes to go to this like other part of where they live, and it's just only the women. And they just, I don't know, they cook together, and they eat yummy foods, and they just talk and they laugh, and they have this like it's a ritual. It's something that they do every single month. All the guys, they just leave, and it's just all the girls. And I thought about that, and I was like, they're doing these things when they're on their period, because it's just like, I don't do those things, and I want to start doing those things. I want to treat it as something more. It's just like, oh, well, this sucks. I want it to be something more. Does that make sense? So drinking teas like raspberry leaf tea, for example, which is really great for womb health, isolation, not like, not an unhealthy isolation, but like isolation. Tracking my period. I track my period, but I don't like. I use Flow, which I should probably use something else. I don't know. Do you use Flow? I don't know, but I use Flow, and I would just like kind of like tag it and let them know when I come on, rather than like actually understanding the different cycles that my body goes through. I don't log my symptoms or anything like that, but I'm gonna start, and I should start doing that. Eating water-rich foods like watermelon and cucumber, doing yoga, spending time in nature. I'm keeping a journal strictly for my period, how I'm feeling, cravings, pains, what's triggering me, and also watching a lot of period content when I was younger. And every time I start, I would always watch like hundreds of videos about it, just like girls doing like their routine, or just girls talking about it, because I felt so connected to them. Being on and then watching other people talk about it just made me feel good. I'm gonna start doing that again. With my mental health, I like to be in therapy. I am / was in therapy, but then I quit because I didn't think it was for me. That app that I was using specifically, I just didn't think that it was for me. Journaling, Journal prompts, practicing gratitude, taking notes. I forgot how to pronounce her name. It's Tamkaur, I believe. She's amazing, and I just got hooked on her channel, and her videos are very, very helpful. I spoke about this in my detachment video that I did a while ago. This book, You Will Feel Whole Again. You see that? It's just about, I don't know, guiding you through, what is all this stuff? Guiding you through traumas and all that. And I didn't finish reading it because me talking about my problems make me feel uncomfortable. So, and also my book, Healing Through Words, my journal, I'm gonna put it on screen. I have a lot of artifacts here. This is the book. This is my book, my sacred book, and my entire life is in here. And I don't know what I do with it. This is my book. This is my book. I wish it came out a lot. My other video that I did a while ago. Physical exercise. You're gonna see a video about exercise soon. Moving my body, mental exercise, reading, learning a new language, expanding my vocabulary, meditation for physical health as well. Sleep. I talked about that. I don't sleep, and I need to do that because I feel like just making my health deteriorate if I don't sleep. You need sleep. Habits. Reading affirmations every day, improving my relationship with myself, fixing my posture. I don't know if you can see like the whole video. I'm like this, and like it's just like posture. Hobbies, clay, sculptures, chalk art, photography. I'm into photography and filmmaking, by the way. I think that's pretty cool. Painting, doodling, drawing, and comics. I really like comics. And a lot of times with my hobbies, I feel like I take myself way too seriously. Like, for example, this. It's not great, but I had fun doing it. And usually I'd be like, well, that's crap, and I'm going to just scrap it, and I'm not good at art, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not good at it. Well, I am good at art. I've done some art that I'm very proud of, actually. But this one specifically just isn't my best work. But that doesn't mean that I should just stop doing art, because it's something that I love doing. Fashion, I love fashion. And soon, I hope very, very soon, I can make some fashion content because I love clothing, I love accessories, I love fashion. I really, really do. Baking, the only thing I ever baked was like box brownies and box cakes with my aunt. But like actually baking from scratch, I've done that before and it didn't turn out well. So I want to do that, and because I do love it, and I want to do it from scratch. Gaming, I do love video games. I want to play games on Steam, and I have a Nintendo Switch that I don't even use because I don't like the games, but I do love video gaming. You know, content creation, all of that. Using other people as positive inspiration rather than comparing myself to them. Yes. Finding employment. Going to the college that I want to go to. So that's really it. Oh crap. That's everything that was here. What? That's everything that was here. No, that's my other thing. That's everything that was here. That's everything. So this is my art. That was about it for this video. Hopefully my mic is good because there's just a lot going on in my background. I'm sorry about that. I have more content coming soon. I have been gone from YouTube for a month because I've been dealing with so much stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This video is gonna be pretty long, I believe. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed our time here today, and like, comment, and subscribe if you like. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.